Okay, we have a shape here and they've asked you to work out what's the area of the red shape and what's the area of the green shape. Earlier in the book, they're showing you that if you've got a trapezium like this, where two of the lengths are parallel, so let's call this one A and let's call this one B, and then the distance in between them, if we call it H. If you want to work out the area of this shape, you imagine that it's a square by taking A plus B divided it by 2. Because if it was a square, we know that we would want the length here, A, multiplied by H. Okay? We get what the average of this length is by taking half of A plus B together. That would be like finding the equivalent of half the length A. So you get A plus B together divided by 2, so you're taking half of the two that are parallel, and then multiply that by the perpendicular height. And that's what we have to do in this shape. So if we look here at the green trapezium and think of it as being a trapezium on its side, to get the area we take 10 plus 5 divided by 2. We're taking half of this one and half of this one to make it equivalent to a sort of rectangular shape, multiplied by the perpendicular height, which in this case is 18. So half of 10 plus 5 divided by 2, that would be 7.5 multiplied by 18, which we can use our calculators for. 7.5 times 18 equals 135. If you want to get practice with multiplying with decimals, do that if you know that you're not very good at it. But I mean, sometimes you just save some time and use a calculator. Then we have the next one, the red area then. Using the same principle, we want half of our 10 again and half of our 18. So 18 plus 10 divided by 2, half of the two lengths that are parallel to one another. That gives us 28 divided by 2, which is 14, multiplied by the height, 24. So we get 14 times 24, giving us an area of 336 centimeters square. So whenever we have a trapezium, it's important to remember this formula. Doesn't matter what shape it has, it can look like this, it can be actually sort of square block shape, but the two that are parallel, A plus B, multiplied, and it always has to be the perpendicular height, the 90-degree distance between these two shapes. So the formula for area of a trapezium is A plus B divided by 2, all multiplied by the height. And when you remember that, then these are quite easy calculations.